Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I'm actually today doing a glass painting sketch and also adding on paint. As you can see, what do you need for glass painting and how to do glass painting? Firstly, you will need a piece of glass. The glass can be newly bought from the glass factory and cut up to the shape of your liking. Secondly, you can also use recycled glass items from your own home. Now, what I'm doing here today is just sketching some roses. Okay. Just sketch out something simple. Don't leave the space too empty. Okay. The items that you'll basically need for glass painting are a good set of glass pens. Okay. You can use the one that I'm using too. It's an engineering pilot pen. And then you will need some good outliners like this one. It was bought somewhere in the European Union during my trip. Glass paints vary. Okay. So I'm using some green and red for the moment. You can also use, for today's project, I'm using transparent paint, and I'm also using matte meaning acrylic paints. Okay. You will need a brush or two brushes perhaps. You will also need some spirit or thinner to wash your brushes if you cannot get any other source of items to wash your brushes. And then you can start painting. So I've almost finished my work. Okay, it's just a simple sketch, but I can also show you some items which I'm painting halfway through and some are finished items. Now this item here is actually a candle holder filled with scented candle wax. I also make scented candles, as well as I will design them in a container like this. Okay. Have a look at this bottle. It's a very nice bottle. I have no idea where I left the cork, but this bottle is actually in the shape of a violin. Okay. Sometime in year 2004 to 2006, I actually lived in Italy, and I went to this place called Amalfi Coast. Now, when you go to Amalfi Coast, which is actually a touristic destination, you will find their traditional liquors. Okay, and one of the liquors is called limoncello. Now, this limoncello actually filled up into various shapes of glass bottles. Since I was a glass artists in the Amalfi Coast, I used to buy lovely limoncellos, and I'll finish the drinks and then I will paint on the bottles. This is my favorite bottle, and I've just painted a fantasy of my own way of the Amalfi Coast. Okay, so if you can see clearly, it was done in year 2005. Okay. So it is always good not to throw your good shaped liquor bottles. Okay, of course on this one there are poinsettias. I'm halfway through the painting. This is a normal clear through wine bottle. You can actually use your recycled bottles, remove the labels in water, and then redesign your glass bottles. So what can you use? What can you do with them? I fill up these bottles with wine, with red wine, and then it will be very lovely to display it on your table, on your dining table during Christmas, and serve the wine to your guest. This is I think it was actually a feta cheese bottle. I am using it to paint roses, as my foster mom loves roses to be painted on her glass items. And then a few days ago I did an angel, right? And I did also do a demo for YouTube. So I did two. Sorry, almost tripped and fell. So here is one angel, and here's the other one, which is on the way to finishing the final part. So over here I'm going to use this outliner, relief paint outliner. Wait just a second, please. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this outliner on top of the sketch. Okay, this is just to show you how it works. So use the outliner until you have finished the whole image, and then you use your glass paint to go onto the image. Now we have two kinds of paints which I tried to explain in the previous video. One is actually matte paint used for the background, which will always be of acrylic base, and for the inside part you can use transparent paint. I also would like to advise students who are keen to do this glass painting, learn from me or to purchase it from me, okay, to be very cautious if you have respiratory issues. I would very much like to advise you to use a mask and a pair of gloves and then do your painting, because although these glass paints are not toxin based, some can be, but if you have respiratory problems from asthma or bronchitis or whatsoever, I would advise you to wear a mask and use a pair of gloves before you do your glass painting. So I'm going to stop here because I'm actually videotaping on my picture with one hand, and the other hand I'm sketching, so it's a bit difficult. So once I have finished my work, I will send you the pictures. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Valerie from Malaysia.